Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and I am coming at y'all with another video. Now, I was gonna do the review on the family business, and I will be doing that later on. Hopefully, nothing will pop up, but some other stuff then popped off, and I want to get those videos out of the way first because I actually didn't think I was gonna do a video on any of that, so it was kind of weird. But it's a lot, and I don't know if some of y'all follow this show, but like I said, a lot is going on. But first, what I should have said was Happy Black History Month. Okay, so what I'm debuting today is a shirt that I actually purchased last year. And what I do, and I think I've mentioned this before, every year I try to purchase 3 to 5 shirts to wear the last week of Black History Month, and I'll wear it at work, out and about, wherever I am. Usually I wear it to work because I can dress down currently where I am. So yeah, this shirt says Black History. So in every single letter, there's a notable Black person in it, and you can look at each one and tell who it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I really, really, really like this shirt a lot. And I've been looking at a few shirts, but nothing has really sparked my interest like last year. Like last year set it off. And I already wore one of the shirts on my in one of my videos before, and it was the one that said peace or something that had Martin Luther King in it. But yeah, for his birthday. Yeah. That was in January in remembrance of him, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, the video that I'm going to make now is, I don't know if it's going to be a culmination of the show and the drama, or if it's just going to be the drama, but just work with me here. Okay, so the past week to week and a half has been kind of sketchy in relation to this drama that's going on. Now, I don't know how many of y'all actually follow the show Bring It, but it's a show about a Black woman who created a brand over 15 years ago. She was a majorette dancer for college in Jackson, Mississippi. And she loves it so much that she wanted to coach girls on it. She actually has 3 different locations. And one is in Jackson, Mississippi. One is in Birmingham, Alabama. That's up the road from where I'm from, baby. And the most recent one that she is working on is in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, a whole lot of drama came out. Whole lot of drama, y'all. I had to fold my arms on that. Whole lot of drama has come out recently. And I didn't know what was going on, but I was informed that Bring It came back on, and I didn't know. Now, I actually follow the page on Facebook. So I was like, wait a minute, they didn't say nothing. And if they did, for some reason, the notification didn't come up for me to know about it. So I don't know what happened. Usually that's how I find out. And so I immediately am like, oh, the first episode is about to air tonight. Let me go, watch it. Or I'll save the day of when it's supposed to actually come on. And I'm like, okay, cool. So for some reason, it didn't pop up this time. I didn't get any notifications about anything. But when I was on YouTube, I continuously got notifications about people who were and or are still affiliated with the brand that the person who built that particular dance company, they were making live videos, and I was just like, what's going on? Okay, so let me jump into it now. Okay. The name of the show is Bring It. The person who is over all that, who created the brand, her name is Diana, I think, Williams. And, Coach D. Okay, cool. She had to make a response, or she felt the need to make a response video. Well, initially there was a video that came out from a live that someone who, she's not the mother of the child, she is the aunt of the child. And for all the seasons that we've seen it, because this is the 5th season, for all the seasons that it aired, she was there, and she would bring the child to the practices in Jackson, Mississippi. All this happened because of everything that happened in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay. So her name is Brittany. Brittany got on her live and was like, basically, I'm gonna still spill all this tea, and y'all don't understand what's been going on. And at first, I was just looking like, what in the world? Because I still kind of feel that way as far as her live goes, because I ain't got time. I feel like Brittany is mad because her money ran out, and everything that she thought that she was going to be able to gain from the show, she ain't got nothing to show for it. The few things that she has gained, because I don't care what nobody say. Like, she basically got on there and was like, Diana's fake. She treats the girls like dogs and all this other stuff. And so, in all honesty, just about everything that she did say that she felt was going to be a blow to Diana, Diana responded the next day and said, yeah, Brittany was right about all these different things, point by point, because she made notes of all these things, and she wanted to make sure she was able to dot all of her I's and cross all of her T's in reference to it, because you're not going to sit up here and try to lie on me, or you're not going to sit up here and tell half the story and then make everybody think I'm just this bad person. Now, if you've seen the show, you know that Diana don't play no games with them children. And that's really with anybody. There are people who are regular coaches in sports that react the same way that she does when you don't do the things that you're supposed to do. Okay, so Brittany got on her live and was talking about, she is gonna leave. She's left them in Jackson, the kids that are in Jackson, Mississippi, and she moved away, and she don't care nothing about Jackson no more. She ain't never cared about them girls, and she gonna rip the floor up and take it with her wherever she goes and all this other stuff. And Diana responded and was like, yeah, when I do leave, if for some, like, she's not there physically, but she said that there are other coaches that are there, and she said if the revenue doesn't come in, because it is a business, if you can't keep the doors open, because she's paying 3 different rents, plus insurance and lights and all, waters, all the necessities that you have to have in order for the code, for everything to be up to code, and to be able to say, I have these children in my care, in my facility, she's paying these bills. And a lot of people don't understand that a lot of the times that there were things that were being paid for, that most of it was being paid out of her pocket. Diana said that somebody tried to say that she was giving the kids used uniforms, and she was saying that that was not true. The only thing that she could say that actually was true was that there are times that they would get the uniforms back, and it would be right before they were supposed to go on stage, and if it didn't fit, they might have had to use another child's uniform in that moment because they had 5 minutes to get out on the stage and perform. And I've seen people do that on other shows in real life, where they were like, well, give me this, because they wanted to make what they had around them work for the situation that was at hand, because you want to win and you don't want to forfeit because you can't fit your uniform. And, she actually made a statement about how Lifetime gives her an allotment of $2,500 a week. And they don't actually go and do things every single week. So the off chances that they have to actually go out there to any kind of competition, that's one of the few times that she can actually say, okay, let me put this to the side and save it, so that when the opportunity presents itself, I can buy these uniforms, I can pay for these props and all this other stuff. But she did say along with that because of that allowance, which isn't enough, people don't understand that she has to pay a DJ. She has to pay the DJ, and she has to pay for the track that is $100 to $200. That's just one track now. There are several tracks that are played during these scenes that we see that are, they record over them for, obvious reasons, because, Lifetime ain't trying to get sued. So there's a lot of money that's coming out that has nothing to do with anything. And a lot of people want to say, well, the parents are paying for the building. And she said that the money that they're paying is not enough to cover the bills at the individual buildings, whether it was just the Jackson building, not Montgomery, the Birmingham, Alabama building, and the Atlanta building ain't really doing nothing yet because she's still setting it up. But I'm just saying, she was just saying that the dues that are paid monthly does not pay the bills. She said that doesn't even cover half of the bills that she has to pay. So I think it's crazy for people to be sitting up here saying, Diana's wrong. She should be paying. I saw Whitney's live. There were people in the comment section saying that, how dare Diana? Diana didn't pay for my kids' college. She didn't pay for books. I'm looking like, where did they sign up? I would need to see the contract. Did they sign a contract with her that said that she is obligated to pay for books and tuition? I'm very confused. The only thing that I've seen her do on the show is say, hey, I know a lot of these girls want to go to college and they have opportunities out here that she actually sees, and she extends the information to them and tell them that they have the opportunity. If they want to pursue it, fine. And she would actually say, hey, we can go and you can perform and see if you can win this scholarship for these various schools. And one of the girls, she continuously got scholarships. She got a full ride from one of the schools she wanted to go to. Well, didn't really want to go to, apparently. She didn't even go to that school, and she got a full ride for that school. So it's like, why y'all sitting up here in the comments talking about how she needs to pay all this stuff? And then a lot of them were hollering, we quit our jobs for this. It was for the kids. And I'm kind of like on the fence about that, because as it has already been mentioned, and it's common sense that because of the fame and popularity of that show and how fast it took off, a lot of them, I know that if you went to a regular 9-to-5, they would probably be like, okay, you bringing too much attention to us. But I feel like depending on where you were going to work, it wasn't even going to be that deep. So I don't know why some of them were trying to be like, I quit my job and I ain't had no money. And like some of them really were talking about how they didn't have any money coming in. They didn't know how they was going to make it. Brittany said that they went like months at a time sometimes without Lifetime paying them. But my mind is just confused as to how y'all are trying to make it seem like it's Diana's fault. Y'all making it seem like Diana was like, hey, don't pay them. Don't pay them at all. Hold their check. I know they got rent to pay. I know they got car payments to pay. I know they got a child or a couple of kids they need to support. I know they need food to eat. I know they need water. I know they need shelter. Don't pay them, no. I'm just confused as to how everything that is going on, people are coming out of nowhere in 2019. 2019 now. A lot of these kids have been on here since they literally were children. They were a baby dancing doll. And now they are like 16, 17. Like they were on the team like 10 to 12 years. And now you want to say something? Now you want to say something. I'm very confused. I don't understand. Y'all were on here sporting these new cars. Every time they do little cutaways where they'll show the parent or the guardian or whoever the person is that's taking the child to practice or from practice. They'll be talking to them and they will show the vehicle. The vehicles be looking nice. They've been looking nicer and nicer each season. And I'm just like, oh, that Lifetime check is nice. Okay, then. But y'all talking about y'all ain't got no job. So were y'all faking the funk with the vehicles? And I saw Dana's house. I know Dana's ex-husband, I think he has some nice ties or whatever. So maybe that's how she had that. But somebody said that Dana had a house built recently. So I'm like, why are you in Whitney's comment section acting like you got robbed or her child got robbed and woe is me? I'm just very confused on that because Faith, which is, what's her name? Dana's child, she has been reaping several benefits. I've seen a video that a lot of people might not have even seen who are fans of the show. There was a video with Faith and like a couple of other dancing dolls. They were like in New York or in LA or somewhere. And there was this amazing photographer. I'm subscribed to the page on YouTube. I forgot what his name is. But anyway, he does amazing work. And he would kind of give them a challenge to do and be like, I need you to go in the library and, you basically had to sell the pose that you were giving. It would give us dance and it would give us library teas at the same time. And they were pulling it off very well. And I mean, I'm just like, they had so many opportunities. Like I said, other people have gotten all kinds of great opportunities from the exposure. And later on, I'm going to discuss one of the things that happened on one of the seasons that made me sick. It made me so mad that a tear dropped. And when I saw the preview, I initially thought that I was going to cry because of one thing, but I didn't cry at all, and it made me very angry to the point where a tear dropped. And like I wanted to run hands. Like I really wanted to run hands because I was just like, this is what we do. Okay, I'm tired. Oh, Lord, y'all, I cannot. But she was like, Brittany was like on her live just really trying to drag Diana and calling her horse face and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, and apparently she crossed the line. I didn't see this part of the live, but apparently she sat up there and called Diana's son gay. And I'm like, why are you calling Kobe gay? Why are you calling this little child gay? Like, why are you doing this? I don't understand what's going on in your mind. You're that mad. Like, I don't get it. And the overall sense and feeling that I'm getting from the lives that happened as far as Brittany versus Diana, if you want to put it like that, is Brittany mad because she ain't on the show getting a check no more. And she just trying to make it seem like, oh, Diana ain't this and Diana ain't that. And she just run through these kids through the ringer. She ain't do nothing for this. Like, she really was on her live talking about Diana didn't do nothing for the kids. I'm sorry. Am I mistaken in having the common sense to know that had it not been for Diana finally agreeing to be on this show, your children and your nieces and your nephews and everybody else that you are related to these people, these children, however you're related to them, they would have never gotten that exposure had it not been for that TV show, especially coming out of Jackson, Mississippi. I know Jackson, Mississippi very well, and it is not a place that is amazing that somebody want to go visit and get their life at all in. That's one of those places that people are trying to scrape and scrimp and do everything else, scraping and survive and trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, there are places like that all over the United States, but I'm not trying to read it. I'm just saying, why are you trying to be mad that Diana left? Because she said in her live, yes, she did leave and she went to Atlanta because she felt like there was nothing else that Jackson could give to her and provide for her. And she'd done everything that she could do there as far as the actual city. She said that she had no issues with the girls, and the situations that had popped off with the girls had been blown out of proportion. And Diana keeps saying that she has all kinds of receipts from the time before the show happened up until now, because people are sitting up here trying to make it seem like Diana is just this evil person, that she did all this stuff that is just so bad. Like Diana said out of her own mouth, she never wanted to do the show. Like, she never even wanted to do the show. That was the crazy thing about all of that. And then, well, something else that happened. Diana, she gets into all of these situations with the parents. And, I feel like all that stuff is played up. Oh, one of the things that she did say was, one of the episodes that I'm going to discuss, that the emotional episode, which was the second episode, there were 3 episodes that have aired. But on the second episode, they made it, basically she said what happened was they played the reactions that she had out of order. And one of the situations, she explained something that I thought was kind of crazy, because they really be making it out to be like Diana's just so terrible. Like, she's just so hard on the kids, which she is. But one of the things that she pointed out was, she said she never realized this until she started looking back at the footage. So there will be times that they will tell her, call out one particular child's name over and over and over again. And so she said she never knew why, but it was the way that they were going to edit it and make it seem like she was really going off on a child. Then she said on that episode that I'm going to discuss later on that production made it seem like, or it was portrayed to us like she was just so mad at Christiana, which is the child who is the niece to Brittany. Yeah, it's just a lot. Like, for some reason, I guess Brittany tried to make it seem like she went off and was just so mad at the kids because of the situation that happened on the episode that we saw. Y'all, it was just too much. I'm so tired. I could not even believe it because I was like, what is really going on? And like, I kept refusing to watch it, y'all. I finally watched. First of all, I watched the episodes because I liked the show. I really, really liked the show. I held off on watching that show for, maybe a season or two. And then I was like, wait a minute. So I binge watched it and I enjoyed myself. I didn't think I was going to like a show like this. But one more person did a live, and it was somebody who I totally did not expect to make a live. And she basically didn't say whether or not she was on anybody's side, but she was on Brittany's live and was talking about a few things. Not really, but somebody was like, well, my mom wants to pay for some of Cameron, that's her daughter, Cameron's books, because her daughter's in college now. What people fail to realize is that this particular episode, this whole season that we're about to watch now, was filmed March, April, May of last year. So all of that is completely over with and done. And also another thing that Diana addressed, which I found to be interesting because I didn't know how it even went either. She was talking about how they have the live. They actually have Bring It Live now. And one of the things that actually went viral from people who don't even know about the show, they've seen it because of its affiliation with Beyonce. They were invited to go and do a segment of one of Beyonce's shows, and they were in it dancing or whatever, something like that. They did some kind of Beyonce number. Anyway, with the live show that they do where they're actually, it's a tour. And I was actually interested in going myself. I ain't gonna lie. It actually went to my city and everything, like last year or whenever the last time I saw it. It was just a lot. And the kids were not doing well in school. And some of the kids weren't doing well to the point of where the dance class that they were in school, they wanted to like demote them because they were so tired and all this other stuff. And Diana expressed and thoroughly explained that she didn't agree with the scheduling and all that stuff. But I mean, I guess it was something that the kids and their parents signed up for. But when they got off the tour, she was just like, look, this ain't even, she basically was like, this didn't even have nothing to do with me. I did not tell them to do any of this stuff. Production, the actual tour company, they managed all this stuff. She wasn't getting the revenue from the tickets that were sold. Like, it's just a whole lot of moving parts that she herself actually had nothing to do with, to the point of where people were like, I've seen people in random comments before where they were like, oh, Bring It Live came to my city and I was looking for this particular doll and she wasn't there. She never said anything, but she said something the other day or whenever she did her live, and she said that she has nothing to do with who they cast to be in the live show, which I think is very crazy and interesting, all wrapped into one, because it's like she's the coach. And she also said that when new people come to the dollhouse, she has nothing to do with that. Like, the only thing that happens is production will come to her and be like, yeah, so we want to bring this person in. And I guess she'll see their portfolio, or they'll do like a little bit of what they can do just to show her, and she'll be like, I mean, they seem cool or whatever. But she never goes out like that to go cast new people, because this is all a marketing ploy that Lifetime sets up, the production. So it's like, y'all mad at her. Y'all mad at the wrong people. All the people y'all need to be mad at have to do with Lifetime themselves. Diana had gotten to the point where she was like, look, I got to live my life, and the dollhouse in Jackson, Mississippi, was taking up a lot of her time to the point of where she wasn't spending time with her husband like that. She wasn't spending time with her son. Her son, when I first saw him on the screen, he was like 5, 6, or 7. Like, he was really young. Last time I heard about him, he was like 8 years old. So yeah, I think he might be still under 10 years old. Like, he's really young. So there was a lot going on to the point of where she was giving her entire life to the dancing dolls. She wasn't even living her own life. So people are in the comments or making laughs, and they mad because she moving forward in her life and trying to do what she need to do for herself that she feels is best for her life. And I don't blame her. Now, if for some reason that dollhouse ends up closing in Jackson, Mississippi, oh well. I understand exactly where she's coming from, because if you don't have the financial backing to pay for this stuff, what are you going to do? You don't have anybody coming in. You don't have anybody paying for anything to keep it open. Then what are you going to do? One of the issues that was brought up was Lifetime paid for the floor in that building that we see all the time in Jackson, Mississippi. And so she was like, yeah, Brittany's absolutely right. If that place is to close, I'm going to rip up the floors and take it with me, because I asked them to pay for the floors because the girls were sitting up there hurting themselves trying to do all these tricks and the regular things they do when they practice and hurting themselves. So they paid for the floor. She said, it makes no sense to just let the floor sit there when I could take it to another location, whether it is the Birmingham location, the Atlanta location, or another location if she ever decides to open one. So people are all in their feelings, y'all. I just feel like it's stupid. And Mimi, who used to be like really cool with Coach D, I don't know what the status of their relationship is. On everybody's live, people were asking, were they still cool? Neither one of them would respond because they would gloss over the comments, or they weren't looking at the comments at that time. So I have no idea if they are even still cool, because Mimi made a comment on hers where she said that she was told at one point in time that she needed to pick a side. And when she did, and she was on the side of the other person, she lost a friend who was the other person. And she's not even friends with the person who basically was like, you need to side with me. She ain't even friends with her no more. So she lost out on a friendship for no reason. And the friend might be Coach D. I don't know. But she made it plain that she's not on anybody's side. She just don't want the drama to be popping off no more. She don't see the point. And it got so bad that people, wherever the production company is, she said people were calling her like the bigwigs. Up in New York, they were like, Mimi, we need you to go and be the in-between and be the one to break up this drama because too much is going on. I'm just like, you asking a random person who, you know what I'm saying, ain't getting paid for that. You want her to go and be like, hey, can y'all squash the beef? Like, y'all doing the most. It's not supposed to be about money, but I'm just saying, y'all want her to do the most. And she has her own life to lead. She says that she has nothing to do with that. She's not even in the drama. Her child is in college. She ain't got nothing to do with that. She don't understand why the drama happened, and she just wishes that it would stop. But one thing that she did do that I think is commendable is she brought Brandon. Brandon is this guy who is the uncle to a set of twins who are on the show. And apparently he said something sideways about one of the kids. One of the kids who he said something about, she used to be the captain, I think, on the Prancing Tigerettes team, which is a team in Memphis, Tennessee. And that particular parent drives 3 hours one way to go to practice. And I'm just like, you don't off your mind, first of all, and then don't none of y'all work. Like, if you ain't got no husband or something else, or if y'all, I don't know what's going on as far as that's concerned. Anyway, Brandon apologized, and he said he was wrong for that, and he had beef with the mama, and he shouldn't have even brought the child up at all. So I felt like he was very apologetic. I believed his apology. I would have accepted it, even though I know it hurt the child in the long run. So hopefully she can be accepting of that, because she has worked with and or will still be working alongside his nieces. And so I ain't gonna lie, because of their relationship, I would look at them sideways like, maybe you feel the same way your uncle feel. Ain't no telling, but I'm pretty sure that really did hurt her feelings. Her feelings do get easily hurt anyway, and she has her shy moments. So I'm hoping that Princess is able to overcome this quickly and be able to show who she really is through dance. And I'm glad that Brandon apologized. But yeah, Mimi is tired of the drama, and she wasn't really trying to address nothing on her life. And it's funny because she's normally about the drama, but she was like, look, I get paid for drama. I'm not finna sit up here and participate in the drama for free. So I was like, well, dang, at least she being honest about it. But yeah, y'all, it was just so much. I was not planning to do no review on this stuff, but I might have to because it is too much. But anyway, y'all, I'll be back a little later on. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.